All right, so this is the last video for R.1. So this is just inequality symbols. So understanding that there's a difference between an equation and an inequality. An equation is something where two quantities are equal. So something like 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. If you have something that is not equal, so something like 4 does not equal 6, this is called an inequality because the two quantities are not equal to each other. But they don't have to just be not equal to. We could have a true statement for 4 and 6. We could say that 4 is less than 6, and that's still an inequality. They're not equal to each other, but they are related to each other. And so the way that we like to read inequality statements is always from left to right. And so this symbol is called the less than symbol, because if I was to write it, 4 is less than 6. You wouldn't read that as 6 is greater than 4. You would read it left to right and say 4 is less than 6. So this symbol is the greater than sign. So then we would write it as something like 6 is greater than 4, right? That could be my true statement. I mean, you can read them right to left too. This is still 6 is greater than 4. We just get in the habit of reading things left to right. And then if we put the little sign on there, we can make it sort of a inequality equality, right? So this symbol means less than or equal to, this symbol means greater than or equal to, and this symbol means it's just not equal to at all. So the kind of questions that you're going to be asked here is just testing to see whether you can read your inequality statement, and if you can check to see if it's true. So if I ask you, is -5 greater than -1? And I forgot to mention this, but the way I remember it is that this is the bigger side. So if I'm reading on the left, I'm going -5 is bigger than -1. So -5 is greater than -1. Whereas this guy, see how the little side's here? That's how I remember -5 is less than or equal to -6. So I read it, if I look at the bigger end, I say greater. If I'm looking at the smaller end, I'm saying less than. Some people do alligators eating bigger numbers, and I've just never understood that, but you totally can do it. So the question is -5 greater than -1? Well, they tell you to use a number line, which you don't have to do, but just so you know, -5 is smaller than -1, right? If you picture 0 being up here. So if something's more to the left of another number, it can never be greater. It has to be less. So -5 is actually less than -1. This is false. All right, what about this one? Is -5 less than or equal to -6? Well, again, -5's here, -6 is down here. So -6 is less than -5. So again, this is false. If I wanted to write it correctly, it would be -5 is greater than or equal to -6. All right, if you feel like you're ready, pause the video, give these ones a go. So we're just reading if there's true or false. So is -2 bigger than -10? Well, -2 is up here, -10 is down here, so -10 is smaller. So is that true? Yes, that's true. And then last one, is 0.5 less than 0.5? No, that's false. 0.5 is, you could say less than or equal to 0.5, right? Or you could say 0.5 is equal to 0.5, but you definitely cannot say that 0.5 is less than 0.5. And then the last part of this section is just making sure that you can write equality statements, or inequality statements, sorry. So for example, if they want you to write -4 is less than 10, you've got -4, you've got 10. You're trying to figure out which symbol goes in the middle. Since it's less than, I'm going to have the smaller end point to the left. So -4 is less than 10. And then they do expressions relating to others. So this is saying, hey, x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 5. So your 8x minus 3 is on the left and your 5 is on the right. And then how do I show that it's greater than or equal to? I put the bigger side facing that way. So x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 5. So pause the video, give this one a go maybe. This one just reads 2x is not equal to. So you can just say 2x is not equal to 6. I don't know where we'd ever use that, but we do use not equal to signs in this course, but we wouldn't set up an equation like that. Actually, that's kind of a lie. We sort of do in chapter 6. So it is good to sort of be able to see how to set up those types of equations as well. All right, so now just in case you're wondering, hopefully you have finished, after you finish this video, go and practice the questions related to this section. And then you're going to go back to the Moodle site, which I totally just lost in my drag. Sorry, there we go. You're going to go back to the Moodle site and you're going to go down here. You can practice taking a quiz, not for marks, follow the instructions in the quiz, but now you would click on your R.1 quiz. So once you've watched all the videos and you've practiced all of the questions related to those objectives in that section, you can try the quiz. And so you can hit preview quiz now. You get 3 attempts per question. Don't just guess, right? Use this opportunity to test your knowledge, identify your gaps, and fill those gaps with math knowledge. Write down your answers, right? Have paper and pencil ready to write out calculations. There's a few quizzes throughout the semester that you have to show your written work, like you have to submit it. So just get in the practice of always showing your work. And not only does that help you get the answer right, instead of trying to do it in your head, but it also gives you a chance that if you get it wrong, you can go back and see if you can find your mistakes. Being able to find your mistakes is one of the best things you can do for your learning, right? And if you don't get the answer correct the first time, go over your notes, find a similar question in your assigned textbook questions, or come and talk to an instructor, right? There's lots of people on campus that would love to help you out with this. So hopefully this goes well and you'll keep moving through the course.